Hello and welcome once again to my garage here in Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. This Dodge Ram pickup truck will be the next rebuild, we're working on today. First, however, though, I want to get rid of these two. These are the cars that I bought at the same time when I bought the Ram and the, God, what was the last car I did? I've forgotten already. Oh, the Bentley T-Series. But, this Bentley Continental GT and that Bugatti Chiron I have completed, so I can sell them now. This car is $300 and something thousand, $324. And the Bugatti is, once again, $2.6 million. So with those cars I made about $3 million. And now we can start working on this thing. This is the second large pickup that I've done, because I did the Ford F3. Was it the F350? Yeah. Let's see what kind of radiator this has. Radiator A. And as usual, we will be using performance parts wherever possible. And we get to start with the nice red air filter. Radiator fan housing B, I need to go back and buy one of them. Okay, we got all that stuff done. Need to finish ripping off body parts and buy the interior pieces. Let's see, that's Ram 3500. I have to remember that. No seats, no steering wheel, no fenders. There's the bumper. Can't fit behind the damn thing in the door. There's a fender. Oh, in the rear window. We have to change this factory color too. That's not very attractive. Okay, let's get our other parts now. Really? What the hell is it called then? Dodge Ram 3500. And what is the interior stuff called? 3500. Seat, bench. Where's the steering wheel? Steering wheel 3500. That was weird. I put Ram 3500 and whoops, it wouldn't find it. Even though if I search for like V8 OHVC, it gives me every single V8 under the sun. drops out of install mode in the interior so easily. It's really frustrating. Sorry, I had to stop my cat from digging something. There is actually another Dodge pickup truck as well, besides the 3500. It's like the Ram SRT or something. It has the V10 engine that's in the fiber. I've done a couple of them. It's I guess it's a high performance truck. If I find another one, I'll do a video on it because it's kind of fun to build. They're only the three, branded pickups that are in the game, as opposed to the Smith and the Caster Avalanche. Did I put that rear window in? Yeah, I did. Oh, I never took the windshield out. Okay, body condition 100%. Excellent. Now we can move it and clean it up. Okay, body, frame, and interior 100%. Excellent. We're up to 87,000. I don't remember what I paid for the car. I really should make a note of these things. So there's no specific parts. I thought there might be some specific stuff, some Dodge pieces. I think there is. Well, why am I way down here? This rear muffler, V8L, alright. So V8 OHVL, middle muffler L. I wonder if there are, I'm in the wrong store. I wanted to look and see if there were any performance parts for this. For an exhaust section V8 OHVL, I bet we need that. Middle muffler and rear muffler. Was it dual? No, it is not. Okay. Whoa, I was through the floor. Oh, I see. That has to come off. Okay, let's see where we are now. $95,000. And we haven't done any real work on the car yet. Factory color is black. No, I don't really... I've done enough... Whoa, that was a nice tight view of the rear license plate. I've done enough black cars. I don't care what color it is. I'm not keeping the thing, so let's paint it this color. Kind of a teal sapphire color, I guess. No, sapphire would be more blue. This is more like seafoam green. It does look about 1,000 times better than it did when it came in here. Remember how rusty it was? You get tetanus just by looking at it. Oh, these little small bushings in the end of the leaf spring are the bane of my existence. Reaching for those things is always a pain. Don't get me wrong, I like doing the leaf spring rear end. I think it's really easy. But I just wish that I didn't have to take those out individually. I wish I could take the leaf spring out and they would come out. But they're actually bolted in, so you have to unscrew them. Yikes. The pipe is right there. Okay, let's get the transfer case on the transmission. There's going to be there's the drive shaft, V8L. Remember to buy a starter V8, because these cars never ever have a starter. Nice magical view from inside the rim. Like that? Okay, so that's sway link B. And is the sway bar also B? Yes, remember that, because I'll need to buy those. It amuses me that you have to take the suspension arms off before you can take the knuckle off, which means that the knuckle hangs there floating in the air. It's one of those things about the game that always kind of amuses me when I do it. It doesn't bother me per se. I mean, it's a game, and there have to be certain allowances made for gameplay. But seeing stuff floating in the air always makes me kind of chuckle. Oop, there's a bushing still in there. Okay, let's take a moment to look underneath the engine. And they are Hemi. It's a Hemi engine. There's a rod cap. I don't see any crankshaft caps. Let's just take that off. Are there any other ones? Make it easier to just yank all these things out. So I need to buy rod caps and crankshaft caps. Alright, let's see what we have here. Since I have yanked everything off the car. Where'd that one rod cap go? There it is. Alright, let's look at bushings first. Because there's 4 small. There's one. There's one. There's one. And there's one. So 4 small bushings and 12 regular bushings. I'll get the tie rods and the sway bars. Oop, only bought one. I thought I bought 2. There we go. And it was all sway bar B. And now I want to flush the brakes and buy all new brakes. So that's going to be 4 calipers, 4 cylinders, 2 discs for the back, 2 ventilated for the front, and 4 brake pads. Let's now buy our double wishbone suspension. And I guess I'll get all the leaf stuff too, because you usually end up having to replace a significant number of them. That's, 4 leaf spring U-bolts. That axle is 29%. I'm going to just buy a new one. Okay, let's assemble our suspension now. Double wishbone shock absorber, poof. And these are all, no, they're not all the same. So, two 18s and two 20s. I should probably just dismount these and see if I can repair them. Let's get our hubs. I think there was a front axle knuckle cover, yes. I should buy the clutch stuff too while I'm looking at it. Oh, and the rear shock absorber B, I just saw that. That needs to be replaced as well. No, that's the Bentley one. The W12 is for the Bentley GT Continental. I'll try and repair that gearbox so I can sell it, and then I'll just go ahead and buy the gearbox. I won't have to come back into this store again. And you know what? I mentioned it before and I didn't do it. Let's buy a starter. Always need a starter, never have one. I'm going to dismount these tires and see if the rims are repairable. The first one was 38 and this one is 33. Those are probably going to be alright. This one is 8%, so probably not. And 27. One of them I'm probably not even going to be able to repair. Hopefully I'll be able to get 3 of them. Let's look at these tires real quick too. Off-road tire B, 285/60/20. So 285/60/20, that's right. And the other tires were, let's see, make sure I got that right, 285/60/20, 285/60/20. So we'll flush that one and that one. And the other ones are 275/70/18. So 275/70/18. Make sure I didn't screw that up. $275/70/18, $275/70/18. Perfect. Okay, let's see what we can repair now. Failed to repair something. I didn't catch what it was. There were only 3 rims there, so we didn't get the one. I didn't think we would get this one, and we didn't. This gearbox is now worth $675, so we can sell it. Front steering knuckle C times 2. I don't even know why I did it that way. Knuckle C. And I think it was a bottom suspension arm that I saw. Probably more than one suspension arm, yeah. Knuckle C, bottom suspension arm, knuckle C, rear knuckle C, front drive axle D. So it was front drive axle A and front drive axle D, and then rear knuckle C. And well, there was one more thing. Oh, the steering rack. So I was just looking at this row. So we got that axle, got that knuckle, solid rear drive axle, and a rack. Alright, so all we need to do now is buy this 20-inch rim, and then mount and balance the tires, and we're good to go. Yep, 20-inch. Got two 20s, two 18s. Got a nice pile of stuff for the scrap man to haul away. I like how the rim chromes up when it's clean. That should be all of the oh no, there's one. Yeah, there's one. One on the balancer, one on the mounter, and one in my inventory that needs to be balanced, so I'll have two that need to be balanced. Okay, almost there. I like to imagine that I have buyers lined up for these cars. The Bugatti and the Bentley that were here before that I sold. I had guys waiting for them to be ready, and I've got a guy waiting for this Dodge to be ready, and they'll pay whatever I ask. And this is the last wheel to balance. Now we can go and install all this stuff. I'm gonna grab the engine crane while I'm thinking about it. Did I get the other ones? Yeah, I was going to say, did I get those other bushings? And I did. Every now and then I have a crisis. It's like, did I install that part? Yes, I did. Okay, almost there. Let's see, and the 20s were on the back. Look how different that looks from the way it looked before. I mean, it was dull and rusty, and now it's shiny and chromy and bright. That's really the satisfying thing about doing these. when you have a rusty hunk of junk and you build it out and it's beautiful. I keep doing this over and over, and I have yet to get tired of it. Of course, there are cars too that I... Oops, what did I just put on there? Probably the 18. Yep. Where's the 20? There we go. There are DLC cars that I haven't yet managed to get into my own personal garage, so I'm still looking for them. Like I have a GT40. I'm still looking for like a Mustang Mach 1. I have yet to find one of those to keep. Let's see, what am I missing here? I'm doing this from underneath, so I know I'm forgetting to install my bushings, and it's going to bite me in the butt later. Let's get up here and get the bushings installed in the crossmember before I forget. I always like to try... Whoop, that's not actually what I meant to click on. I always like to try and install things in a balanced sort of way, just for my own sense of order, I guess, since the game doesn't care, but it pleases me to do so. Okay, so the suspension and the rolling stock and the rolling gears are all in. So all we need to do now is rebuild the engine. So we can yank that thing out. Oh, so it has 2, 4, 6, 8 spark plugs per head. So I need to buy 16 spark plugs. And it has push rods. I hope it has rocker arm assemblies and not just individual rocker arms. It's been a while since I last did one of these trucks. I can't remember. Is there anything on the front of this thing? Timing cover? Cam gear and timing chain in there? Yeah. Let's buy our spark plugs. Because I'm going to need 16 of these. And which push rods were those? F? That one spark plug said it was selling for 0. I was basically throwing it in the trash. Push rod F, so I need 16 push rod Fs. See if they have the camshaft C. Camshaft V8, OHVC, there it is. Push rod F. And we need 16 of them. We'll try to repair the timing cover. I'll need the timing chain. I wonder if they have a V8 OHVL manifold. Yes, they do. There it is. And that was V8 OHV. And it was timing chain F. Okay, let's get the heads off now. I don't remember if they have heads for this thing either. But it just comes right off, doesn't it? I know I'm going to need to buy pistons and rings. And what was the other thing? Engine head V8G? Yeah, V8 OHVG. Looks like they don't have performance versions of that. IHEFGHI. So no, bummer. Guess I'll try and repair them. Okay, so the old pistons and rods can go in the trash. 0, so that's in the trash. $2, $2, $1. So the scrap man is getting a little bit of stuff from us. Okay, let's make a stab at whoop, there's a ring that needs to go. Let's see if we can repair these pieces. So, didn't repair the heads, didn't repair the crankshaft. Bummer. And that was V8C crankshaft. And I'm sure I'm going to need this crankshaft pulley. Engine head A, V8 OHVG, and the other one is... No, that's K. Where's engine head B, V8 OHVG? I'm sure I'm going to need also an alternator and a power steering pump. Yikes. Crap, was it the black one or the yellow one? The yellow one. Oil pan V8G. Didn't see that. God, the camera is getting sucked in really close. I hate when that happens. For a second, when I put the timing cover on, I thought it was red instead of green. And I was like, that can't be right. I'm sure I repaired that. See, my camera got dragged in really close again. It happens a lot with like the V10 engine, but not usually with the V8. Which exhaust manifold is that? V8G? So there's no exhaust manifold for it here either. Bummer. No heads and no exhaust. I didn't mean to type AT, but it gave me the alternator anyway, so I guess it's alright. Exhaust manifold V8G, there we go. Ignition coil. I bet I'm gonna have to get those too, I'm sure. Yeah, they have the coil for the K but not the G. Jesus Christmas. I'm trying to get to the front of the engine and it's sucking me all the way in. Water pump L, idler roller A, power steering pump I4B. I almost bought the V8G, but I'm sure that it said L. And the power steering pump was I4B. Oh, I'm gonna need a buttload more rollers. Roller A, I'm sure there's a roller that goes there. Probably a belt tensioner too. Throttle V6B. What serpentine belt is that? This sure as hell is a belt tensioner. Serpentine belt L. V8 OHVL, where are you? There it is, the Dodge emblem. I got kind of sidetracked. I don't even know which rocker arms this thing is going to want. This is another thing that I dislike. Finding these tiny little things you have to click on to get those stupid push rods in. V8 OHVG rocker arms. At least we're not bolting in 16 individual rocker arms. That always makes me happy. Engine head cover V8 OHVG. There it is. You can tell because it's the one that has the double holes for the spark plugs. At least we don't have to bolt all of those down. The other engine that uses those kind of coils, I think, is the Dodge, the SRT engine that's like in the, I don't remember if it was in the Hellcat or not. I think it was in the Viper, though, where you actually have to, you can get red ignition coils, but you actually have to bolt the coils down to the head cover once the head cover is on. This is something I wish they would change. When you're on this side of the engine, it's like there's a spotlight that's above your left shoulder, shining down on top of the thing, and it's sometimes it's really hard to see what you're doing in the glare, and it's like it's only coming from up that way, because when you're on this side you don't get that glare, but on the other side you do. I need this engine cover. I saw it in there and I thought I needed it, but I didn't buy it. Okay, that is done. And as usual, first step is to put oil in the engine. And now we can install the rest of the drivetrain, and then the truck will be done. Why am I way down here? My God. It amuses me that the transfer case has to be bolted onto the transmission, but not the front drive shaft. It just is kind of there. Okay, and that should be everything. Yep, 100% across the board. Now we can send it to the dyno and see what we've got, see what we have achieved. Factory power of 395. I imagine we'll probably get, let's say, 700. Far too optimistic. 560 over 395, so like 165 additional horsepower. Where do I want to go? Garage entrance. Well, let's take it for a drive and see what happens. Where am I going? Not going to go to the off-road track. I'm sure it'll drive like that Ford did, and it'll be embarrassing. The speed track is going to be silly, but hey. Okay, here we are. And let's see. This color looks better outside than I thought. Inside the garage, it looked kind of like an olive, not olive, but more like a like I said before, like a seafoam green. Out here it looks more like a kind of a glossy forest green almost, but there's still kind of a blue hint to it, except from back here it looks very green. It's a nice color. I mean, if I were inclined to keep it, I would keep this color. I have no interest in keeping it, but it does look pretty good. Let's see. Let's see if we can keep it in a straight line. I'm not anticipating being able to do that, though. It's drifting to the right. Correct a little tiny bit. Looks like it's tracking pretty straight. I think we're heading back to the left now. Yeah, definitely tracking to the left. Let's try and correct back to the right. Just a little bit much. Don't want to... Come on, stay on the blacktop. There we go. Looks like 131, 133. It's respectable. I mean, you wouldn't want to be doing 130 miles an hour in a vehicle like this. But you can, I guess, if you wanted to. Okay, we're back. So we have completely rebuilt the car, we have test driven it, everything is perfect, and I have a guy in the showroom who is eager to buy it. So let's go ahead and send it out. And it looks like we're going to make about $247,000 on it. Yep, $247,000. Pretty respectable. I mean, the DeLorean's not going to be worth anywhere near like that. So, the plan for the next episode, I bought 2 more DeLoreans. So I have 3 of the damn things now. And I'm going to do them all at once, which will make probably for a fairly long video. It's not a super complex build, though, I don't think, as I recall. Because I did one that I kept that's in my personal collection. But it's been a little while since I did it, and I have yet to find the time machine version of it. If I ever do find one of those, I'll keep it for sure. So, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again here in the garage for our next rebuild Junkyard pickup. On that note, bye for now.